Hi everyone, it's Kathleen. I'm here today because I have to glue some Edith Holden flowers, botanicals, onto some Battenberg lace. And why am I doing that? I'm doing that because I will be participating in Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, Volume 6, which is based on field notes. I won't be doing field notes, but because I don't do writing, but I will be doing Edith Holden flowers, my favorite ones from her books that I have many of. I already have cut out different paper flowers from the book, different pages from the book. So that's all I did with these. I fussy cut a piece from the book. So I'm putting that to the side. And I want to just show you the layout before I start gluing. So I'm going to glue this on. Roxy has said that she is going to be doing an accordion book, which is very similar to this. This is an accordion book. So mine will be on that basis. This is an example of what an accordion book is. Mine will be tied up similar to that when it is all done. But right now, we have to create the base. So I'm just putting this away. I'm not using that book. I'm using this. But this will give you an idea of what I'm doing. So this was an old Battenberg tablecloth, and I've sectioned it off. I didn't measure, I just had a length, and I divided it into fours, and I think that it just happened to work. So the length, my length, my length, what it just happens to be is approximately, including all the tips is approximately 12 inches by 6 or 7 inches, 12 by 7. So this is how it's going to open. Right now I have loosely stitched two pieces together at the top, because that's how my brain could get wrapped around how it's going to open and how it's going to work. So this will be the first page, and I will be gluing this on here in this video. I have parchment paper in between here, and I'll show you how I do that to the next pages. But when we open this up, yes, it is a hinge, but I'm going to have to sew some together because I think I have a couple pieces here. So it's one long length, and I've hand stitched down the center where my pages are going to be. So I've selected, and the Roxy girls are going to be doing spring, summer, fall, and winter. I've selected these type of images from my Edith Holden. Some are older journals because a lot of the newer Country Garden of a Victorian lady, or whatever hers is called, there's many different books. So I just chose the images that I liked from the books. I drew with a, I don't even have a little marker here. No, it's in my other room. It's a pigment pen, micron pigment pen. So I drew those on, and I didn't want to just draw like this throughout my whole journal. I want to see these Edith Holden images. So they were fussy cut, and I'm going to glue that there. This is drawn on. When I do it, I'm going to be stitching. I want to have my stitching blend into my paper. So this will be a combination of paper and I have things and stuff in between here. So it will open up, and it'll be one long sheet. But for right now, because I have to glue these in place, I'm going to leave them as is. So we're starting in the winter. I'm starting mine in the winter. And if she's working on spring or summer, I'll just start on that part of the journal when I come to it, on that part of the fabric when I come to it. So these are the images that I have tore out from Edith Holden's book. and they are going to be glued on here. And because I have things and stuff on the back sides of this when it opens up, I have to glue it in place before I start moving these around. So these are the images. I'm going to be having stitching all around here in whatever prompts they give us. So that's how my book is going to, my accordion book, my accordion pages are going to look when I have glued them down. I guess I'm going to be gluing this, but it has to be folded, and I'm not exactly sure where I want to glue that here yet, so I have to glue that today. Today I'm gluing. I'm going to Sylvan Lake next week on Monday, and I'm going for a week, so I want to be hand stitching just things and stuff on here, waiting for the girls' prompts. So that's the back of my journal. And right now I'm opening it like pages, but it will be an accordion type folder, an accordion type book, just like Rachel has said. So these are the images I love, and I'm going to work around them depending on whatever their prompts are. I just love these images. I don't do good with stitching letters or words. I never have been. I've stitched for just about 50 years, and I still can't do letters. Maybe because I don't love them. Words, I just love images, and so these are the images I've chosen from the books. I just wanted to show you them. How come I've seen this before? Okay, maybe my book is kind of screwed up, and this is the end. So spring, summer, fall, and winter, and that's the back of the book. So, no, it isn't. That's the front of the book. Okay, well, let's just start with this first panel, because I want to, this first panel, these two, I'm going to leave as is, because there's, if I lift it up, you'll see that there's a front, a middle, and a back. But I have to glue these pieces on first before I can open them up and spread them. So what I have done, this will be, I know this will go on the front of my page. So let's open that up. And it looks like these will go here somehow. And it's stitched, this one piece of fabric is stitched together at the top. So this is actually a big, this and this, when it opens up, but I folded it in half, stitched it at the top. And I have 3 panels for my accordion book. So these 3 pieces will be glued on this fabric, and I will be stitching over top of them. I have put, here in Canada, we have parchment paper. That's what this is. Nothing sticks to parchment paper. So I've cut I've torn a piece as long as my fabric, which is, my mat here is 15 inches, so it's maybe 20 inches or so. And let's move this up here so we can open it up, and this is loose. This is my parchment paper, and it does come out. I folded over the edge to give it just a little bit more stability along this fold. And I'm putting parchment paper in here because I had, in part of the Battenberg lace, there's holes, and I want to glue this on the back. So what am I going to glue on? I'm just going to take this, and if I waste this, how much do I have? For a bit, this. Okay, so this is going to be, I need to put glue on the back. So what am I using? Whenever I'm using fabric and I want to glue something onto fabric and I want to be able to stitch on it, soft means flexible when it's hardened. Soft, gel, matte. Soft, gel, medium. Soft body, matte, acrylic, medium. They call it all sorts of things. Soft means how it's going to be when it's dry. A gel medium is liquid plastic. Matte is the finish. So soft gel medium is what I always use for fabric and paper. And this is going to get all over the place. I use a spatula. I'll have to just throw that out. Okay, so let's just get some, yes, I'm in frame. I'm just getting some matte gel medium all over this paper so it will stick to my fabric. Okay, so let's move that to the side. I have to work quickly because I don't want this to dry, and I want to scrape off this and still use it, because that would be a waste. Soft gel medium from Golden is very expensive, so I'm not going to use this piece of paper anymore. Maybe I can just use that when I fold it over, but I just want to glue it this way. And I can feel it with my hands. It's wet. And do I want to put anything on top? I probably do. Where is my rag? Is missing. So let's go with this little bit, and I'm actually making sure I go along the edges here. So I am coating it slightly, and it'll be flexible when it's dry, and I can stitch on here. It's matte, so it won't be shiny. Make sure you take any fluffs like this. Okay, so I'm just going to scoop just a little bit more because, and I try to work quickly when I'm working with gel medium. Oh, and I don't want this piece of fluff on there. So that's my cover page, and if the girls are calling it field notes, I'll put field notes on there in writing, in my writing. And so that's the first one. And I want it to dry. So this side, okay, I have to wait for that second one to place it in the center. I have to put this one here. So I cut out all my images. And because I stitched on the line to see where my folds were, because I want the paper to usually fit on one of those pages. So let's go, and most of that's going to be covered, so I can actually glue on here. It's a big sheet of paper. And let's glue on the center of the paper. You don't want it slopping wet, but you want a very thin layer. And because I am putting a thin coat of this on top, I can actually use that as my background scrap paper for the glue. Okay, make sure it's on. Gel medium is liquid plastic. You can think of it as liquid plastic. So that's why it sticks. Soft gel medium. Dries soft. I just take a little bit more and I can see I'm sticking to the background, but I want to get my edges. And I like using a spatula because I can just take all that gel medium off. Liquid plastic, in your bristles, your brushes dry hard. That's the reason they dry hard. Okay, so there's enough glue on here, or gel medium. So I'm just scraping any excess off. And yes, I got a lot of fluffs there. And I'm making sure it is on that page only. Okay, now I can place it flat. I haven't either. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to use this as a cloth. Oh, come on. Oh, okay, I might just have to trim that off a bit. So glue, gel medium, soft gel medium, and look at this. Okay, so let's get that on. And you can still stitch through this because it's such a thin layer. And it'll be pliable, and I'm going to be adding layers and layers of stitching. Take off any fluff. And why do I want to put liquid plastic on the top? So my paper doesn't tear. Stitching through paper is difficult. I can vouch for that because of my Edith Holden journals that I've been making. And stitching through paper is hard on the fingers and your paper tears. Okay, let's smooth this through. That beautiful hand-drawn bunny I seen on Pinterest so many years ago. I've had it printed, and I print things and then I delete them, so I have no idea where it came from. So many years ago. I'm sure if you search a bunny, if you want to do a bunny, you can. I did want to. If you watch my videos, if you're a subscriber of mine, you know that I have back issues that will not get better. There's lots of things I want to do stitching wise for myself that I'm starting to incorporate them in these things. I'm only going to be doing, when I do journals, they take me so long to do now, and I want to do stuff for myself. So after my Edith Holden journals, I'm going to continue to do stuff for myself, I believe, until I get this done. So I did this. This is all glued on. There's not too much excess of this soft gel medium. So this one here, it will be a folded page. Now let's, okay, so where do I want to have this? I'm going to put this on the fold and on the bottom. So these are my two anchoring points, and I'm going to glue that on there. So let's turn this over and add I say the glue, but you know, it's the soft gel medium. Golden is a good quality brand. When I used to teach art journaling classes and mixed media classes, I can vouch for Golden gel medium. You pay more, but you get what you pay for. It's the additives that they add in their binders that they add in with the acrylic and the glue that cost a little bit more maybe than Mod Podge does. But like anything, you get what you pay for. And nice thin layer everywhere. Okay. Scrape off any excess because it is pricey. I'm not wasting any of that. This will go in the garbage. I still have some of that soft gel medium. Okay, so that's a pivot point, and that on the edge, So my field notes piece will have Edith Holden images and beautiful botanical stitching on it, dependent or contingent on whatever the two Roxy girls decide on the prompts. So I'm doing this right now because I'm going to the lake, and I'm going to be blending this in with threads while I'm sitting at the lake. My daughter lets me go with her. She has a condo on the pier. And I'm going with all 4 of my grandsons. OMG. I think Austin is 12. 11 or 12. Sorry, Austin. He's 11 or 12. I don't know when my kids... I don't know where your birthdays are, my dear. Grandma's losing her memory. So we have a 12-year-old, 2 7-year-olds, and a 5-year-old. And they're all rough and tumble boys. So Grandma's going to have her hands full. And they love the water. They all can swim. They're like little fish. The lake might be a little cold this time of year because it's just starting. Okay, so let's see here. So I want to stitch at the lake. That's why I'm doing this. That's bottom line. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so that's kind of dry. I can work on the back. That's kind of dry. I can work on the back, but this isn't. Before I work on the back of this, I have to let this little guy dry. So I don't have any space. Oh, for the love of God. Grandma has no space here, so I stick that there, garbage. Let's move the stuff we're going to work on, and I'll put this on the side. This, a few minutes for that to dry. Oh, shootamaroo. Great. Oh, what's this? Okay, now I have nothing in there. Oh, great. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's this is on the back of that. Okay. And the bunny. So let's go. So my next one, let's move this whole thing here. This is the center. That. And that. I'm just going to fold that over, and then this one goes on here. This is next. Place that there. Okay, so now I need some parchment paper. Okay, that's gonna go there. Let's move that up. Let's move that up. I've got 2 more images underneath, but we need some parchment paper. This is the center of the, it'll be still one of these accordion pages, but you can see how I have stitched my panel. And when the papers are glued on here, I'm going to stick my hand under here. I needed these sections stitched, well, at least the top. I needed to stitch all the tops so I knew how the accordion would fold. So I have about 12 pages or so. So each month has, not each month. Well, they go through the seasons in the Edith Holden images. So we need some parchment paper underneath here. So I'm a little bit there, a little bit there. And let's give us a nice edge there, and let's give us a nice edge here. Okay, and then I stick, because look at how holy my Battenberg is. So I'm doing this because I'm going to take it with me to stitch at the lake, to join the threads, the ivy threads from the images on the Edith Holden drawings onto my Battenberg background. So there's parchment paper right up to the top. So I need to do that. Let's use this as a background first. Well, I say background. I want to put some glue, put some soft gel medium on here. And I know this is a large piece of paper, so I'm going, why don't I do it like this? That'll work. Okay, look at that. Okay, so I'm actually getting some glue on the back of that now. That's awesome. That's a good way to do it. Okay, lots of, well, not too much glue, just a thin layer of glue. Okay. Oh, come on, get out of the way. And bottom part of the flower, so I can have something here. Perfect. Look at that. Okay, and let's take just a small, thin layer of gel medium, soft gel medium over the top to coat the paper. So it's soft gel medium will dry soft. It won't be hard. It'll be soft so I can stitch through it, and it'll help protect the paper so it won't tear on me. And I have a little fluff there. So I just, take a little bit. Okay, so it looks like this is done. Okay, that one is done. That's going to be so beautiful stitched. I need to do this. So we're going to get a scoop for the center. I apply my gel medium, my soft gel medium, in the center first, and then I go towards the edges. Okay, so let's bring it out towards the edge. Get a little bit more. Making sure to put a thin coat on my edges. Nice. It's going to be interesting to see how this field note accordion stitchery journal is going to evolve. Okay, so let's put come on. I want the corners to be just right. Perfect. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, there's not enough gel medium on here, so we're going to make sure we have some. There we go. Okay, and I see there's not enough on this corner bit. Because if I add lots of stitches to paper, it'll just shred it. You see me just dipping my spatula into my tub of gel medium, just to get a little bit on there. See, that bottom edge needs some. And that's what's nice about the spatula. It can scrape the gel medium on and off very quickly, very smoothly. Oh, I see. I'm going to have to stick that down later after I remove this parchment paper. Okay, so that, one image, two images. This has to dry. I'm going to maybe put it on my lap. Let's see what I got here. I have to switch on my lap. These two will go back here. This is dry now. Well, not perfectly dry. It's dry to the touch. So I'm flipping that over, putting my other piece that I just did. And let's see what I have here. So I have to do this one and this one. This is my hand-drawn piece. I just love that, and the snowdrops. So this piece will go there. I'm going to move it up. I'm going to, oh, shoot-a-maroo. Okay. Line the edge up with my stitching and this bottom little corner. Edith Holden's drawing of the horses plowing the fields. I'm going to leave those there. So let's get, I always scrape my tub to get it in the center so it stays nice and moist. A thin layer. If it's white in the background, it's too thick. So you have, and if it should just be a very hazy white, not a solid white. Then you know you have the right amount of soft gel medium on your paper. Okay, I've got to lift it up. Get a little dot more. Trying to touch it with my fingernails, not my lots of fluff. Okay, and let's just give a little bit more there. Scrape off. Okay, perfect. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, and we are going to put a small amount of this soft gel medium. Always watching for fluff. It's quite windy outside today, so that's why I want to get this done and place it where I can watch it so it doesn't fly away. So the edge, oh, that's stuck. Good, good, good. You can feel it sliding, so you know that there's a thin layer on there. And this spatula is so easy to clean under the tap. Okay, so this is good. That's done. Let's drag it over. Oh, how am I sticking? Okay, I'll be careful of that bunny rabbit. Isn't that beautiful, colored up stitched? It was from Pinterest years and years and years ago. I saved that. Okay, where is it from? I don't know. I can't even remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. Okay, and let's glue this down. I'll be overstitching this little frond of the snowdrop over top. So let's take a scoop of this and place this soft gel medium. Because I want to be able to join all the, blend the paper to the Battenberg lace, and I do that with thread. Looking at the glare to see if I've got enough on the edge of my paper. Okay, just a little bit more. Making sure the ends are done. I think that's almost drying already over here. Okay, let's oh, bunny rabbit's upside down. Okay. So my bunny rabbit seems to be my only image now, but I'll be having other flowers and branches and twigs and whatever the prompts are going to be as the Roxy girls release their prompts. I want to make sure that there's enough glue on the edges. When I say glue, I mean the soft gel medium, to adhere the paper to the fabric. It's nice that this Micron pen does not bleed. Oh. Liquid plastic. That's what this is. Liquid plastic. Plastic. Liquid plastic. There we go. See? Liquid plastic. Alrighty. And it's nice and soft. Okay, so this is glued. And is the other side? I think I did the front side, didn't I? Yes, I did. So this one, where am I going to, oh, if only you'd see what my room is like, OMG. So this one's completely dried. Well, completely glued. This is natty. Okay, so I'm bringing this middle piece over. We did this, and we are going to flip it over. I have these two images, and I'm going to flip this here to dry. Okay, now what are these two images? Is this the right side? Yep, bottom is here. I guess it really doesn't matter. I forget. Oh, maybe this one here, because I have a smaller amount here. Maybe I put this one here. Near the bottom. Like that. And yes, I'm going to leave this. Maybe I can do some grasses and stuff. I'll leave this towards the top. I work with what I have, so this is a nice arc. I'm going to put that in there, center it. So that'll be like that, and then this one will be here. So let's this dries quickly, so that's why I put on a layer first in the center before I do it, add more gel medium to the edges. Okay, let's pick this up, scrape. And there we go. I put it closer to one side so I can do more embroidery on the other side. And let's smooth him down. Oh, and there's not quite enough glue in there or here. Look at that, it popped up. So now we can put it down and get a little bit of gel medium. Always looking for those fluffs. Okay, this is done. Let's do this one here. And again, that little arc will go in here. So it touches this Battenberg. All right. Make sure our inside is nice and neat and clean. OCD, OCD. I notice my grandson is starting to get some OCD traits, which is good. Yeah, things have to be cleaned up before he leaves Grandma's house. Things go in a certain spot. Yeah. All right. Fine line of getting too much glue versus not enough gel medium on your page. See how I'm twisting my paper around as I get more glue on, glue, gel medium, scrape it off. An archway over here. Perfect. And I don't wear jewelry when I use gel medium because liquid plastic on your gold jewelry is not good. All right. There we are. Let's I scrape this down the jar on the inside so I can have that nice lump of moistness for a longer period of time. If you just kind of have it haphazardly on the inside, it dries and you waste a lot of your gel medium. And because it's so pricey, you want to make sure you get your money's worth and don't dry it out. When I taught classes, that's all I'd be saying. Cover your gel medium, cover your glue, cover your glue. All right. And your paintbrush is dry, hard like a rock, and you have to throw them out if you use them with gel medium. At least I do anyway. That's why I like the spatula. You can wash it. Okay, now I might have one more to do, I think. Let's have a look. Okay, good. And that's glued. Is this even glued at all? Nope, this is not even glued at all up here. Where am I going to stick it? Good question. Oh boy. Okay, lift you up. Place you over here. This is my one I haven't done. Okay, 47. Wow, took me that long to glue. Okay, so let's open this up. Look at that liquid plastic. Liquid plastic. I can't feel my fingers. Liquid plastic. There we are. Okay, so, oh, I can't do anything until I get my parchment paper in here. Parchment paper. Oh, and this is an end. Okay. Let's fold. The only reason I stitched it at the top, yes, it's going to make it harder for me to stitch, but the way I'm planning to sew my accordion book, I just wanted to make sure that I knew what page was glued on what. Okay, so let's... I'm going to glue that there so the tip... I'll do it as close there as possible. Up to the side, and I'm going to go about 1/4 of an inch away from that line. So, you see, the Country Diaries Visitors Book. I was lucky enough to find all sorts of stuff years ago when I was perusing the antique stores, or the secondhand shops, but now a lot of it's gone. Okay, so let's just make sure we get a fair bit on the edge. And it won't dry hard like a rock, it'll dry soft. So I'll be able to stitch through it without tearing my paper. Because I don't want to hand draw flowers and stitch on them or cut out embroidery pieces. I just want to stitch as I go. And that will help me do that with the Edith Holden images of the field notes. So, I don't want to get my hands dirty. Okay, so let's see, I'm using the paper as a palette to park and to grab my gel medium. And this has to dry for several days. I'm not going to touch it till next week. I'm just going to be flipping it over and letting it dry, flipping it over, letting it dry. Because I want it completely dried, because I have this parchment paper in between the two layers of Battenberg, which is cotton. Battenberg is cotton. Okay, there we are. That one is done. I have two in the center, and this on the side. Are we in frame? Yes, we are. Okay, so this one here is not, okay, I pulled my plastic, I pulled my parchment paper. I'm going to put the point on this Battenberg and then bring this over to about 1/4 of an inch. I can't feel with this liquid plastic on my fingers, and I can't stop the camera because I don't, well, it's not a camera, it's it's video on my iPhone. I'm not technical. I don't have computer savvy, so what I get is just a video that I record on my iPhone, and then I upload it to YouTube. I have no interest in editing, adding music. For me, music in the background is extremely distracting. It's a trigger for a migraine. A lot of people don't know that. Everyone's triggers are different. It's just too much activity, music, words, processing. It just 2 and 2 makes 5. Just doesn't go with my brain. Okay. Good that the ink doesn't transfer onto the fabric. You see how when I'm lifting it up like this. Okay, that point, and there we go. Okay, so now we have to clean our jar on the inside and get a thin layer of soft gel medium on the top, making sure you remove fluff. Oh, come on. Okay, let's scrape it off, make sure. Well, I'm not pressing to scrape. I am sliding this gently. But you have to feel that it's wet and slippery on there, so you have a thin layer on there. That's how you can tell with the spatula. Okay, that's done. Now I have two more images. I have this. And again, I hand stitched where my fold is going to be. This is going to, I like this Battenberg bottom here, and it's going to go, the flower's going to go up from there. So not too much left. Hopefully I won't be doing too much with fabric and paper. I like stitching on fabric. Stitching on paper is hard for my hands, but I've been doing it in these Edith Holden scrappy journals. And I'm working on June for Lisa, just about done. I have to stitch the pages onto the fabric slit slot hinge system. Okay, so there's this. Let's scrape this off. There. Whoopsie, come on. Okay. And get some more. Making sure the edges of the papers so they don't come up. I love these beautiful poppies. Whoops, sorry. Oops. Oh, I love that image. That's so beautiful. Okay, notice there's not some here. There we are. Okay, and the last one is this. Beautiful. Oh, I specifically wanted this one. Lovely French knots, satin stitch on there. Oh my gosh, it's going to be beautiful. So how do I want this? It's hard to feel with these silly this soft gel medium is stuck to my fingers and I need to feel. Okay, so this will go here. I like how that sits. I like how it nests in here and in here and in there. So I'm going to aim for those two and this point, and then I can place it down. Oh well, I can scrape that off the others, off the, I see I'm putting too much on, too much glue on there, but I can scrape it off after I apply it. Okay, and let's take the excess off with the spatula. Oh boy. That'll work. Pull the fabric. That's why I put that parchment paper in there, so it doesn't stick to the other side. I want to be able to stick my hand through here and stitch as I go. and putting a very thin coat of this soft gel medium on top of the paper will help preserve the paper so it doesn't tear as you are stitching on it. Very, very close together, as in satin stitches. Okay, now, how am I going to, you know what? Maybe I'm going to put parchment paper over top of this because this is the only one I have to do before I flip it over. Okay, let's put that there, and I see I have that. Oh, that's pretty well. Oh, shoot, this one is the second one, and that's the third one. So this, and that. Let's flip it over. 1, 2, 3, like this. Hopefully I would have glued the right image on the right side. If not, oh well, it is what it is. So I'm going to glue this one on first and move these two up. I want to be able to glue over here. Clean my brush or clean my spatula. Let's clean this inside of the jar. Get some. I do the inside, like I said, first to get, because it dries quickly. If you do the inside first, you do a little bit thicker layer, and then you just add the small amounts all over like this. Watch for the fluff. Nice. Okay, now let's get this up. Scrape. And I want this flower, this branch in the tip, coming down like that. Okay, and let's just make sure that it's glued on. And make sure you remove any fluff, because if you don't, it'll be stuck in the, it'll be embedded in the liquid plastic and you won't get it off. You see how I parked that glue in the center? And I can scrape away slightly the edges, get underneath if I need to. If I wasn't filming, I'd be washing my hands after each glue session because you can't feel or pick off your lint very well. But because I can't pause the camera on my iPhone, or if I can, I just don't know about it. Okay, is this done? I think so. Let's just give it a smooth glide. Yep, that's done. 2 more. Let's do the beautiful squirrel. Squirrel will be there. Let's do this one first because it's a little bit tacky, and that's a good thing. I can use that to my advantage, gluing. So I'm going to leave this for several days in my craft room. I can't leave it outside. It's too windy. It'll blow away. And I will flip it every day and let it until I leave I leave Monday. Oh, come on. Don't curl. Don't curl. Okay, let's pick it up. Oh, I don't want to get. I'm wearing good clothes. I'm not wearing a paint shirt or anything. Or a big apron. Okay, so, whoops, that's upside down. Oh, thank you, Lord. Okay, like that. And stuck to my fingers. Okay, very thin layer on top. Scrape onto this paper. Grab some more. Blending this in with thread is going to be so beautiful. I'm going to use 2 strands of embroidery floss to blend the background into the white background, to blend the paper into the fabric. Final smooth. You can feel underneath where it's a little bit dry. That's why I had to go get some more. Glides nicely. Okay, so now this can be used for this. That's perfect. It's just, it looks so gorgeous. Edith Holden's hand-drawn painted image, watercolor images. And then we're going to work them into the background with thread, depending. And then I'll do whatever the girls, the Roxy girls, tell us to do with our prompts. Okay, now I can get some and put on the edges. Ooh, let's do this one. Wow. Let's do this. Maybe I should have done that one last because it's the floppiest one. Scrape off the excess. And it's curling because there's moisture only on one side. Oh, come on, I see these 2 fluffs. Okay, and scrape. Let's see if I can, my elbow can hold this. Oh, I have to pull the other way. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, good, good. And squirrel, where are you? Squirrels are so sweet. We have chipmunks here. Chipmunks and squirrels, they are just so sweet. Oh, I should have it up higher. Okay. Oh, that's so gorgeous. Okay, now clean the inside of the jar. Pretty good. The dogs haven't been barking. Knock wood. Okay, let's scrape. Oh, I can hardly wait to start blending the different shades of creams and ivories into the background, just along the cut edges. And then I'll wait for the prompts for the girls. Okay. Just about done. Good. Okay, that is good. And again, the one I use is from Golden, Soft Gel Matte Medium. Soft Body Matte Acrylic Medium. Soft Liquid Plastic. Okay, so that is it for today. I glued with gel medium. Oh, that must be part of the... He looks white. Oh well. And that's it for today. I have glued on with soft gel medium my Edith Holden images. And I'm going to let all of this dry. And that is my background that I'm going to be stitching on. So 1, 2, 3 panels that I'm going to make into an accordion book, just like the Roxy girls have said. Volume 6, Field Notes. Thank you everyone for watching. Bye for now.